Craig.
Hey, Perry. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's raining here in Southern California, believe it or not, but it looks pretty.
It still beats the snow and cold from Connecticut.
I suppose so. I'm still in shorts.
That's very cool. I'm not.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll talk about the new CD, your show at the Palace Theater in Waterbury, and I know you're running a little bit behind schedule, so I'll try not to keep you too long, all right?
Okay.
All right. It's The Rock 106.9 WCCC. We're speaking with Perry Ferrell of Jane's Addiction. Perry, what's going on today? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's raining here in Southern California, but it's pretty still. It's very pretty. It's kind of rare to see rain coming out of the sky like it is, so it's pretty interesting and unique day for me.
Right on, man. Well, first off, I got to say big congratulations to you on the new CD. Personally, excuse me, I love it. It reminds me of what got me into Jane's Addiction when I was growing up in the first place. Tell us about what you guys were going for on the new disc.
Well, we listen to the contemporary sounds of today with the new software and the new, hardware that musicians have, that they can access these, subsonic frequencies and these atonal sounds. And we wanted to get in on that, and we wanted to play with those sounds. But we didn't want to lose the virtuosity and the personality of Jane's Addiction. So we got together with Rich Costi and Deus Attack, and we did long hours of jamming and working with synthesizers and loops and new guitar pedals and things like that, new drum machines, to try to get just little nuggets of sound that we thought would be amazing to start to write and compose songs with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we did. We jammed for hours, and we listened to those jams. And out of those jams, we found those nuggets, and we started to compose and arrange songs, and built songs around really sounds rather than riffs.
Right.
And that's what the Great Escape artist is really built on that foundation.
I got to tell you, man, the first time I heard Irresistible Force, I wasn't even aware that Jane's Addiction had a new album coming out, and I think that we started playing it here at WCCC in Hartford in the middle of the summertime, and I just hear this song come up on my playlist, and I'm like, wow, Jane's Addiction, Irresistible Force, all right, let's give this a shot. And I was just blown away, man. Like you said, it's more of a sound than a riff, and it took me by surprise, and we're still getting requests well into the winter here for that tune. It's a
awesome.
Great song, man.
Yeah. It's a beauty. It's strong.
And you said that you were working, like you said, on sounds, and I read something in this article where you guys were working with these trance musicians from Morocco. Tell us a little bit about that. Yeah,
no, actually, they're not even trance musicians. They are they're these. Well, Brian Jones went to Morocco to record these guys. These guys have been making music for centuries and centuries. They're a tribe.
Yeah.
They're from they're the tribesmen of Jujuka.
Yeah.
And anyway, I don't know how we got hooked up. I guess they now have management. Believe it or not, they have a manager who lives in France or something like that. And our producer Rich Costi knew the guy, and he thought that maybe we would have a great collaboration if we sent them the tapes.
Yeah.
And so they ended up to be on the song Into the Lies.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a trip. They've been around for, like I say, for centuries. So they're like ancient musicians, man.
Leave it to Jane's Addiction to find these guys and put them on the new album.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I've seen a few pictures of the latest shows, the live shows that you guys have been doing, and I see things like because it's always something different with Jane's Addiction. And I see in this one there's disco balls, there's chandeliers, there's mounted deer heads, there's girls dressed in lingerie on stage. The new tour, I mean, it's coming to the Palace Theater here in Waterbury, Connecticut on March 7th. Tell us what this tour is all about.
Well, rather than do a big tour and play the major markets, we wanted to be much more intimate with the audience. And so, and you know, the style of the Great Escape Artists is, I say it's a 1920s surrealist with a 60s Warhol pop twist.
Yeah.
So, in keeping with that style, I thought it would be great to play the great theaters of America. That way we could be, really much more intimate.
Right.
Because, as you know, we're very well known for playing festivals, and I've actually created, one of the great festivals in America.
Lollapalooza.
In Americas, I should say. It's now gone down to South America. That is Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do something different and give the audience a completely different experience. And besides that, I wanted to go back to the places where we played maybe 20, 25 years ago. I wanted to see America, and I didn't want to just go to the typical places. I wanted to see America in some of the smaller, more quaint places that, where we started. And I wanted to see what America looked like today.
Yeah.
In those places. And I wanted to be more intimate with my audience.
Yep.
And so we came up with the concept of immersive theater, which is, it's never been done really in music, but immersive theater itself is where the audience is actually part of the show. So they're walking within the show, or the show is within the audience.
Wow.
And that's what we're going to do in this case with this tour, the Theater of the Escapists. So I'm inviting people to dress kind of swank because there's a likelihood that they are going to be within the show.
And do you take people out of the crowd, bring them up on stage, do stuff like that?
Yeah, we will.
You will, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm just trying to picture it, because seeing the pictures that you posted on your website and then you telling me this right now, I can just kind of see it all coming together, and it sounds like it's going to be a really cool show.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, as I say, it's never been done, so I'm hoping it's going to be a great success. But of course, because it's never been done, I can't very well tell you that something couldn't go haywire.
You're always professional, man. I'm sure it's going to go great. Last time you guys came to Connecticut, you hit the Oakdale Theater, which is a big venue. It's a 5,000 seat plus venue, and I've been reading about the tour and everything like that, and how you're going to be scaling it back. And I just think that that's real cool. That not only is it going to be cool for your fans, but it's something that you personally wanted to do. I give you a lot of credit for that.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah. And now, also on that tour, one of my favorite Jane's Addiction albums was the Strays album. I love that disc from start to finish. But on the last tour, you decided that you weren't going to play any of that. Was there any reason why? And will we hear some stuff from Strays on this tour?
Well, the reason that we didn't play anything was because we had, on the last tour, the original bass player, Eric, he didn't want to play any songs from Strays.
Yeah.
Because he didn't record any of those songs. But he's not in the group anymore, so definitely we are going to be up for and open to playing songs from Strays and the Great Escape Artists and the old stuff too. And of course, we love all of it. I'm with you, man. I was suffering not being able to play stuff from Strays because some of those songs are just they're bombastic, man. They
Absolutely.
are just knockouts.
Yeah, no doubt.
So we'll be able to do that this tour, and I also look very forward to playing, a healthy dose of cuts from the Great Escape Artists.
I was, like I said before, when you hear The Great Escape Artist, it kind of reminds you of that, like, the first time that you listen to Jane's Addiction, and it still has that whole new vibe to it as well, man. And I think it really does. The Great Escape Artist does a great job of mixing that classic Jane's Addiction with a whole new sound, and that's what intrigues me about the new album.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it was definitely something that we had set out to do, and I think we definitely accomplished.